Your hearts reach out, fueled by moments where you see a version of yourselves intertwined. Moments that remind you of the beauty of connection, the power of empathy, and the unbreakable threads that bind us all together. Welcome to a journey into the heart of what it means to be human. Have you ever wondered why certain moments stick with you forever? Why a simple smile from a stranger or a heartfelt conversation with a friend can leave such a lasting impact? It's because deep down, we're wired for connection. Our brains, our hearts, our very biology are designed to seek out and thrive on relationships. Science tells us that when we connect with others, our brains release oxytocin, often called the love hormone. This chemical not only makes us feel good, but also strengthens our bonds with those around us. It's why a kind word can lift our spirits, why a shared laugh can turn a stranger into a friend, and why a moment of vulnerability can create a lifelong connection. But connection isn't just about feeling good, it's about its survival. From the earliest days of humanity, our ability to form bonds has been crucial to our survival. We're social creatures, and our relationships are the foundation of our well-being. Throughout history, our connections have shaped who we are. They've inspired art, fueled revolutions, and driven us to achieve the impossible. And today, in a world that often feels divided, those connections are more important than ever. Connection isn't just a concept, it's a lived experience. It's in the stories we share, the moments we create, and the lives we touch. And today, I want to share some of those stories with you. There was this one time when I was going through a really tough period in my life. I felt so alone, like no one could possibly understand what I was going through. But then, out of nowhere, a friend reached out. She didn't offer advice or try to fix things. She just listened, and in that moment, I felt seen. I felt understood. It was like a weight had been lifted off my shoulders. I'll never forget the day my son was born. Holding him for the first time, I felt this overwhelming sense of love and responsibility. It was like my heart had expanded to make room for this tiny, perfect human being. And in that moment, I realized that connection isn't just about what we receive, it's about what we give. We've been through so much together, highs, lows, everything in between. But no matter what, we always have each other's backs. That's what connection is all about, knowing that you're not alone, no matter what life throws your way. These stories remind us that connection is everywhere, in the big moments and the small ones, in the people we've known forever and the strangers we've just met. It's in the laughter, the tears, the shared experiences that make life worth living. At the heart of every connection is empathy, the ability to understand and share the feelings of another. Empathy is what allows us to see the world through someone else's eyes, to feel what they feel, and to respond with kindness and compassion. Empathy isn't just a nice to have, it's a must have. It's what bridges the gap between us, what helps us navigate the complexities of human relationships, and what allows us to build a more compassionate world. But empathy isn't always easy. It requires us to step outside of ourselves, to set aside our own judgments and biases, and to truly listen to another person's story. It's not always comfortable, but it's always worth it. Empathy is what turns a stranger into a friend, a conflict into a conversation, and a moment of pain into a moment of healing. It's what reminds us that no matter how different we may seem on the surface, we're all connected by our shared humanity. In today's world, technology has transformed the way we connect. We can video chat with someone on the other side of the world, share our thoughts with millions of people in an instant, and stay in touch with friends and family no matter where we are. But while technology has made it easier than ever to stay connected, it's also created new challenges. It's easy to get caught up in the superficiality of likes and comments, to mistake online interactions for real relationships, and to feel more isolated than ever. That's why it's so important to be intentional about how we use technology, to remember that behind every screen is a real person with real feelings, real struggles, and real dreams. And to use technology not as a substitute for connection, but as a tool to enhance it. When used mindfully, technology can be a powerful force for good. It can help us stay connected with loved ones, build communities, and create meaningful change. But it's up to us to use it in a way that fosters genuine connection. Every connection we make has a ripple effect. A single act of kindness, a moment of understanding, a word of encouragement. These things don't just impact the person on the receiving end. They spread out, touching the lives of others in ways we may never even see. It's like throwing a pebble into a pond. The ripples spread out, touching everything in their path. And just like that, our connections have the power to change the world. So today, I want to challenge you to make a connection. Reach out to someone you haven't spoken to in a while. Smile at a stranger. Listen, really listen to someone's story, because you never know how far the ripples of that connection might go. Your hearts reach out, fueled by moments where you see a version of yourselves intertwined. Moments that remind you of the beauty of connection, the power of empathy, and the unbreakable threads that bind us all together.